I'll bring up this thing too. Y'all aren't going to the whole Twitter thing that happened. That's just I've never been as we saving that for last. I've never been as shocked at anything in my life. I can tell you. Do we put out little Twitters every once in a while that we know are going to kind of tweak the other side or cause them to get upset? Yeah, that's part of it. This was not one of them. And I don't know if y'all know this, I was in Alaska fishing and having a great time. And Adam sends me an email, so here's the Twitter I'm going to send out today. What do you think about this? And I may have changed a word or two in it, sent it back to him and said it looks great. And he sent it out thinking, okay. And then this reaction. And I still to this day do not understand it. And I called a lot of the people back. I had no email, I had email access, but I had no phone or text message. I get back to the airport. I have 84 text messages on my phone about this. All 84 were positive. I've never in my political career ever done anything, and I sincerely mean this, that I've had a more positive reaction than this, ever. My wife had knee surgery last Monday, and I sat out in the waiting area, the hall of the hospital, and at least 5 people stopped by to pick me on the shoulder and say thank you for telling the truth. So I tried to analyze. I called Robert Haupt back. That's the only one that called me back. I got to the airport what would have been 11:20 p.m. Eastern time, and I started texting back. Well, Robert called me back, and I said, Robert, what was wrong with it? Well, maybe it was the fact you sent it out on September the 11th. Well, the president talked on September the 10th. When do you react to that? So if I sent it on September the 12th, it wouldn't have been a problem? Well, I don't know. And he said, well, the fact that you used the word ally, okay. The Syrian rebels, we know, are the Al-Qaeda. Okay, that's no secret. Everybody knows that that's who controls the Syrian rebels right now. We're sending them armed, and the CIA are training them. If you don't use the word ally, what would you use?
Well, your friend Bob Corker is right in the middle of all that, and he says we need to arm them. And
well, I disagree. And I think the overwhelming majority of the state of Tennessee agrees with me. We don't need to arm them. Well, I think you're getting involved in a civil war, and it's indisputable that the ones that we're trying to back are the ones that attacked us on September the 11th.
So is Bob Corker an ally of Al-Qaeda?
No, I think Bob he's not the one that's sending the arms over there. The president is.
But he's asking. He's saying you're not sending.
Well,
them.
He's saying that you can that there are those that are not Al Qaeda and there are those that are, and there are those that are not.
Yeah, right. If you think of it, all the Syrian rebels are the Al Qaeda. You're right. There's some moderates in there. They're shooting them every day. There's fewer today than there were yesterday, and there's going to be fewer tomorrow than there are today. That's indisputable.
Well, I mean, you say indisputable, but I mean, you've got to admit Bob Corker is privy to much more information than you are.
That's the one thing that I would give him the benefit of the doubt on. If he knows something I don't know, but I really don't think so. I don't know, but I do think. But there's no. It's indisputable that if we're sending money, CIA, whatever, to the Syrian rebels, then it's making it to the Al Qaeda. That's indisputable. And if you don't use the word ally, what word would you all use? Seriously.
Well, between all the people who say that 9/11 was an inside job and all the people who say that Obama's a secret Muslim, I mean, you're stepping on a lot of toes.
Oh, come on, Chad. Now, where in the world does that come from? That has nothing to do with this. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Where did that come from?
I don't make it up. That's what people say. I mean, there are people who's crazy people.
You're saying it the way you insinuated that is that I said it. That's the way that anybody in this room would think.
You said he was an ally of Al Qaeda, which is
something
that a lot of people do say and mean it a different way from what you're saying you mean. And you're saying that he's allying himself with Al Qaeda, which is what people on the other side say.
So what's your point?
My point is, I mean, it was a provocative tweet. You had to know that.
I had no idea. Never entered my mind that'd be a provocative tweet. Never once. That was absolutely amazing. And I think to 85% of the people in the state of Tennessee, they would say exactly what I say. I had people tell me they heard on the radio, on television, Ron Ramsey said something provocative. They'd wait for it to come on. They'd listen to it. And they said, "When's the provocative part?" I mean, anyway. But that's. I like to think I'm pretty good at analyzing things politically and figuring out when you are kind of pushing the right buttons and not pushing the right buttons and doing things that you think, oh, this is gonna get up real good. That was not one of them. That one blew my mind. I don't know what was Roy Herron's reaction. Maybe that was part of it. But anyway.